The two-pot retirement system is scheduled to take effect on the 1st of March 2024. Now, there are new rules for the system, which include that retirement fund members can only withdraw up to 25,000 Rand of their existing savings. There is still time for the public to comment, as the deadline is the close of business on July the 15th. Now, the system has generated a number of questions and concerns, so we will get you as much clarity as possible. And to do that, I'm joined by Alvinah Thela, the Director of the Tax and Financial Sector Policy Division at the National Treasury, Director of the Retirement Section. Alvinah, good evening to you and welcome to the program. So let's start with the money we are actually talking about. So all of the contributions to your retirement fund until the 1st of March will be divided into two pots, we understand. Includes your pension scheme and the retirement annuity, which some take out to augment their pensions. So explain the differences between the different types of funds, as well as those that refer to the insurance plans you might have, or those legacy plans as they're referred to.
Okay. Good evening, Iman, and to the viewers at home. So the two-pot system will apply to all retirement funds. So by retirement funds, we refer to pension funds, provident funds, preservation funds. So all those funds, the two-pot system will apply to them. So as you rightly mentioned, from the 1st of March 2024, the proposal is that there would be two pots. But if you sort of get into deeper, it's actually three pots. So you'll have a retirement pot. The retirement pot will house from 1st of March 2024, contributions that go into that pot will be 67% or 2/3. So the retirement pot has to be preserved until retirement. The second pot is the savings pot. The savings pot from 1st of March 2024 will get new contributions, and those contributions from the member, it's 33% or 1/3 of the member's contributions going into the savings pot. The savings pot is accessible. A member can withdraw from the savings pot once per tax year without having to resign or leave employment. But the only time they can withdraw is when they have saved in that pot, in that savings pot, anything above 2,000. If the amount that's in there is less than 2,000 and a member cannot withdraw. Then the third pot, so I mentioned that in essence, it's about three pots.
Yeah.
So the new pot is the savings pot with 1/3 of the contributions from 1 March 24, and the retirement pot with 2/3 of the contributions from 1 March 2024. Then there is a vested pot. A vested pot is what a member has accumulated when the two-pot system comes into effect. So whatever a member has saved when the new system kicks in is called a vested pot.
All right, so what's our access to the vested pot?
So, okay, talking to the vested pot, you mentioned the 25,000K. That is not a limit. So with the vested pot, whatever a member has accumulated when the two-pot system starts, we are proposing that 10% up to 25,000 be transferred from the vested pot into the savings pot to enable a member to withdraw when the two-pot system starts. So the only time a member will have to tap into the vested pot when the two-pot system starts is when the 25K, which is the limit, 10% up to 25K, is moved from the vested pot. What a member has accumulated when the two-pot system starts, it moves into the savings pot to enable immediate access. It does not, however, mean that because there's money that has flown from what you have accumulated into the savings pot, then you have to withdraw. This is largely, we would encourage members to use it for emergencies, for those unexpected expenses that you haven't saved for. So again, members should be aware that withdrawals will be taxed.
Yeah.
So the 25,000 is not a withdrawal limit, is cash that is moved from what a member has saved to date to when the two-pot system starts. It's moved or it's transferred into the savings pot to sort of start the savings pot so that it doesn't start from scratch or from zero.
Okay, so again, I'm sure some people are just kind of mulling that over, and it would be great to continue this conversation in terms of, real examples and different calculations. But let's get back to two important things. What happens if you change jobs or you lose your jobs? What happens to the way the money is configured or kept?
Okay. Let's go back. Remember, you have the three pots. You have your vested pot, what you have accumulated before. That will still grow with investment growth, right? And then the contributions now go into the savings pot. Your 1/3 contributions go into the savings pot. Your 2/3 contributions go into the retirement pot. When a member resigns, the vested pot is accessible, because currently, if you resign, you can withdraw or transfer whatever you have saved. So that there are no implications on that. The two-pot system has no implications on the vested pot or what a member has saved by 1 March 2024.
So they can take all of it. Sorry to interject, Alvinah. So just to confirm, they can take all of that. Whatever's left, whatever's in that vested pot, they can have. So now we're left with the retirement and the savings pot.
Yes. So the savings pot, a member is allowed annual withdrawals. That will continue to be the case. The retirement pot, however, has to be preserved or is locked in until a member retires. So a member has access to the vested pot and the savings pot if they decide or choose to resign or change employment.
All right, so that's hugely clarifying. Let's talk about age now. How is, how are these permutations affected by the age of a policyholder? What are the exceptions here?
Okay, so now when you're talking about a policyholder, you're talking about a retirement annuity fund.
Right. So if I'm 55, for example, and I have a retirement annuity, or even if I'm close to retirement, how does all of this affect me?
It doesn't matter what the age is. The two-pot system will, as I've mentioned, it will apply to all funds. But then if you are older, closer to retirement, over 55, it would be advisable that you do not withdraw because you are already close to retirement. You will get your 1/3 as a cash lump sum at retirement, and the 2/3 you use to purchase an annuity if it exceeds a certain threshold. The vested pot, similarly, you get a 1/3 cash lump sum from it, and the remainder you purchase an annuity or a pension. So it's advisable that if you're closer to retirement, actually anyone, do not withdraw unless there is a dire need to withdraw from the savings pot.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us tonight. I think that would be really important information for people who are lucky enough to have, pension funds and retirement annuities and savings and investments. And of course, if they want more information, a lot of this is broken down on your Treasury website. So that's a resource that the public can go to. Thank you very much for your time tonight. Alvinah Thela, who is the head of who is part of the retirement division there at the Treasury, just sharing with us how this two-pot system, in fact, a three-pot system is going to work in terms of your pension fund withdrawals and your savings.